I'm back again for yet another episode of Duke Talks. And this is episode 3, and I'm already rethinking how I want to do this thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but the last one damn near killed me, okay? I ended up talking for almost 3 hours, and the video itself ended up being more than 2 hours. So in the future, I'm going to try to rethink how I'm doing Duke Talks, what it is exactly, what I want to do with it. And when I first kind of had the idea I wanted to start doing these videos, I really originally had thought of it being more like a check-in type video with you guys. Less of a direct Q&A and more of just like letting you guys know what I'm doing. Duke Talks. I just talk. I just talk. But obviously, the Q&A format does work, and you guys enjoy it, and I do want to keep doing it, but we're going to work on things in the future. I don't know what I'll do exactly. Things may change. I want to make sure that Duke Talks keeps changing and doesn't just stay this Q&A format, because that's going to get old. Eventually, the questions are going to start repeating themselves, and they kind of do. So I tried this time to keep it to a reasonable video length, a length that I feel like everybody would want to watch. I went through the questions. I tried to find the ones that I hadn't been asked before or were from people that I haven't seen before, names I haven't seen before. In the meantime, let's get to the questions, everybody. This is why we're here. This is what you want. You guys asked the questions, and now here I am to answer them to your little heart's content. So thank you guys again for submitting all your questions in the community tab. Now let's get started. Let's go first. First question. Will you ever do a workout routine as a video? Yes, I think so. I think that's a safe yes. It's a thing I wanted to do when Mia started doing the live streams of her workout. I was immediately like, Now, as I had said before, I want to be able to play some music, so I want to get my laptop set up, maybe get a playlist from the YouTube audio library where I don't have to worry about copyright stuff, and have some sort of workout playlist that would be a really cool stream, even if it was like once a week. Maybe do a workout live stream of some sort. It is a thing I would like to share more with people, and I definitely think you can look forward to seeing that in the future. Did you get your wisdom teeth removed? If yes, how was your experience? I did get my wisdom teeth removed. I got all 4 removed at the same time. All 4 had to be cut out. I did have to get put under for it. It was the first time I had been put under, and I distinctly remember falling asleep, being very scared and very anxious about getting put under. And I remember feeling like I was dreaming, that I was chewing my own teeth, that my teeth were somehow just being destroyed. It sounded like they were being ground into dust, and it didn't hurt, and I wasn't even particularly scared, but I definitely was certain that I was gonna have no teeth left when I woke up. Now, I did, but I was missing the 4 previously that were in my mouth. So that was intense, but overall, really good experience. And I healed really well from that one. It was one of those ones where I was more nervous about the recovery because of everybody had built it up, like all this stuff you have to do and all of these things that can go wrong. But in reality, I healed really quick from that one, and it wasn't too traumatic for me. Ooh, good question. If you woke up in your colony on Rimworld, what would your role and contribution to your community be? Ooh, if I were a Rimworld character. As often as I name people into the colony when I play Rimworld, I rarely name the characters after myself. I've done it, but rarely do I. I find it more fun to create new characters, ones that aren't necessarily me or like me. But, well, it's really about what type of dynamic you have with the colony, what sort of synergy you have with the group that you're in, you know? And I kind of have that same vibe in all the different social circles or groups that I happen to be in or be around. And I like to think of myself as a sort of fixer type character. Like, whatever problem you might have, I can help you take care of it. Whatever skill you might need, there's a person that needs it. I may not be the best at it, but I can probably do it good enough to get it done. Or I'm smart enough to find somebody else that can do it and get the job done. But I like to think of myself as someone who can get the job done, you know? Because it's really not a problem when you know how to fix it. And Rimworld's got a lot of problems. So if anybody on Rimworld needs anything, they just let me know. Okay, cool. Oh my god, yes, this is great. I heard you talk about your first fight on a video, so I had to check it out. I did post that. It was one of my Q&As. And my question is, what is the traditional dance you did at the beginning of the fight? Big fan. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. So, yes, on my channel, I do have video of my very first fight ever. Very first fight ever in a ring ever. It was a Muay Thai fight. You can watch it. It's great. I'm really proud of it. It's the first time ever getting in a ring to fight somebody like that. I was just a baby. But I also did do the traditional, and it's called a Waikru Ramoi, or some people just call it the Waikru or the Ramoi, and they're different sections of the dance, of the traditional dance. So if you will watch the video, you will notice that I begin the dance on the ground, and there's you're on your knees and you do something towards each direction. And then you get up on your feet, and then there's this kind of like cool dance thing that is surprising for me. And I'm not even joking. I actually think it helped me find what little bit of dancing I can do. I think I found it because of this. But the Ramoi is the part of the dance that is the standing portion where they're actually standing up, they're doing the dance, they go to the different corners. It's a lot of things. And the easiest way to explain it is the part that's on the ground is about showing respect to your family and to your country and to your teachers, and really just showing respect to all of those things. Most importantly, more important than anything else. The Ramoi is more about the specific sport of boxing that you are doing. Muay means boxing. So Muay Thai, right? Thai boxing, got it. And it really is used as several different things. One of them is obviously a warm-up. It's a great warm-up before you actually fight someone. A lot of those positions really stretch your hips. You're really opening up your arms and your wingspan. The small motions and rotations like really get your joints warmed up. It's actually pretty smartly designed as far as something to do before you fight. However, they also in Thailand, a lot of times they will make bets on the fighters based on how they do their ceremony, how their Ramoi looks, whether they seem into it, whether their energy is good, whether their balance is good, quickness, balance, all of that stuff you can really see during the dance, during the warm-up. So a lot of people think it's a religious thing, and it's actually not. It's very little of it, I would say, is religious. It's more about tradition and respect, and getting warmed up and ready to whoop somebody's ass. So yes, that is the dance I did, and the specific version of it that I did was taught to me by Ajahn Chai Sirasut, and that specific version of the dance was a type that he had made for females, and it was because females had, up until that point, had never been allowed to fight inside the stadiums, let alone almost anywhere else. But they never needed to do the ceremony. And he wanted to make a ceremony that everyone could recognize me as one of his students, even though I was a female. They would know, based on that ceremony, based on my dance and how I did it, that I was one of his students. And that was pretty cool. And I was the first person he taught that. And when I would go to the training camps in Oregon, I would teach people. That was one of the things I got to do there. 99% of the time I was there, I was training. The one thing that I did teach and I did have to offer was teaching people that dance. And there are pictures of that out there somewhere. I'll try to track them down. They're all different. Some of these guys, they're shooting bow and arrows in their dance. Like in our version, we have the swords. So you imagine your hands. You're imagining these swords that you have around your head. So everything you're doing, you imagine it with swords, and that's cool. I mean, it's literally a war dance. You know, like it's pretty badass. So I'm a big fan of you, but you probably hear that all the time. I do. It does make me question it, but I also accept it, and I would like to thank you for your fandom. My question is, how do you stay motivated during times like these? I kind of feel myself struggling most of the time. Well, I don't stay motivated all the time. That's just the truth. I feel like most of my life has been spent struggling with finding ways to stay motivated and get shit done. However, I think struggling to stay motivated is not a failure. That's a thing I think is important to differentiate, that just struggling to stay motivated doesn't mean you can't stay motivated. It just means it's hard. But it's that way for everyone. There seems to be this misconception that some people just don't have that. They don't have that struggle. They don't have that hang up. But I don't think that's true. I think different people just get better at dealing with it. That's really what I think. It's not that the struggles cease to exist. They're just simply handled better. And I think that throughout my life, some of my best skills and abilities were at handling that kind of stuff. I talk about adversity a lot, and it comes up a lot, and it is a thing that I hear people repeat. They struggle with it. And I always get this sense when people talk about it that they feel as if because they are struggling, that they are failing somehow. And I don't know any other way. I just want to grab people and shake them and be like, that means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That means you're doing it. If you are struggling and it is difficult, then you are doing it. You are. It's just perspective, yes, doing something and being this close to success, you would never know. You'd never know that you're this close to success. But if you knew you were that close to success, how hard would you work to just get there? Right? If you knew it was just right around the corner, they would do it no problem. But because it's not guaranteed, and because there is no set way, there is no one thing that people can do to avoid it. There is no answer, and that's what I want people to realize. There isn't. If there was, it would be out there. Okay, they would share it. But the truth is, I feel like as we go through life, we just get more and more equipped to deal with things like that, to deal with the struggles that we are presented. And I think part of life is kind of selecting the struggles. You say, do I want to fight for this, or do I not really want to fight for this? It's not that important to me, But there's going to be struggle and adversity no matter what you choose. No matter what. So I think when you accept that, it makes it much easier to then make progress. And just pick small battles, man. Just start small every day. Little stuff every day can be massive victories. So don't beat yourself up for not being motivated. Accept it, confront it, and do something about it. Even if it is the tiniest thing, it will help. So Let me know how it works out for you. How old are the pups and when are their birthdays? Well, Isis puppy just had her birthday, and we decided that her birthday should pretty much be the entire month of July because Shayna and I adopted her in July of 2013, and they told us she was around a year old then, okay? When we took her to the vet immediately after adopting her, they said, oh no, she's still got puppy teeth. Like, she's not quite a year old. So she's less than a year, we're pretty sure. So we just say her birthday is in July, and she's around 7, I would think. That's probably a safe bet. It's always hard to know when they're adopted. And Prince Stannis, of course, is his birthday is in March. I'm pretty sure his birthday is in March, and he is 5 now. He's a big boy, and we have had birthday celebrations for them, and we have had birthday parties. We have sang them songs. We have got them cakes. We have got them presents. We've done it all. They have a whole birthday month, both of them. It's a big celebration, and don't worry, when one has a birthday, the other one basically has the exact same birthday, okay? They get all the same treats. They get all the same stuff. If one gets a bunch of toys, the other gets a bunch of toys. So don't worry about that. They are by far the most spoiled puppers ever, but I would not have it any other way. Any advice on pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone when just the idea of it seems super overwhelming? I can very much relate to this. This definitely strikes a chord because I feel like that is at the core of so many of my own personal struggles and things. We're talking about struggling, right? Feeling overwhelmed is one that I deal with all the time. And it's completely something in my mind. It's simply a thing that I create, and I place that stress on myself. So it's rarely as true as it feels to be for me, but I can definitely relate to the idea. And I do know, I mean, I've done it, I've said it, I think I've even said it to you, Rebecca, that if you want to get anywhere in anything, you have to get outside your comfort zone. And the only reason I know that is because any time in my life that I have made actual leaps and jumps in my growth, and change has happened and success was found, anytime that those things happened, it always followed directly me getting outside my comfort zone. I love my comfort zone. I love it. I love being there. I like making it cozy. I want to go back there. But like, I'll be damned if I can't ever get anything done from inside it. I just can't. And I had to accept that in my life, that like I can get comfortable. I can get sustainable, but I have to be okay with just not getting as much shit done. And for the most part, I'm just not okay with that. I want to get things done. I want to try new things. I want to learn new things. I want to, whatever, do stuff that people only dream about. I do want to do those things. I love traveling. I love my job. I love, like I said, learning new skills, learning new things, like seeing new things, experiencing new things. These are all like things that I think everyone wants and would enjoy experiencing, but it doesn't come for free. It doesn't. It always comes with a price, and I feel like the best strategy that I have found is taking baby steps, taking the tiniest, littlest, ittiest, bittiest baby steps that I can manage until I hit my stride, until I've tiptoed enough outside the comfort zone to realize that I can run without falling, without fear. I can do that, but it always takes me a minute, especially when I've been there, when I've been in that comfort zone and I've been there, trying to then get back outside of it. it's harder the longer I'm in there. And it's easier the more frequently I get to do it. Wrestling, 100% me outside of my comfort zone. That moment before you walk out of the curtain and you got to do a bunch of stuff in front of a bunch of people and you don't feel that confident about it in the first place, and then you got to have assholes sit in front row talking shit because they're supposed to. So it's like this whole thing of like, I have to just accept it, but then realize like what I gain from it. Those uncomfortable feelings that I feel, like that overwhelming feeling, this is what I was going to say. That feeling of being overwhelmed, those feelings I feel before I walk out in the curtain, those are just feelings. And they honestly amount to really nothing in the real world. Those feelings are just for me. They're like a guide wind, you know, for me. Just for me. Not for anyone else. They don't have anything to do with anybody else. Those feelings are just mine. And when I realized they didn't hinder me and that I could feel all of that, I could feel completely overwhelmed and out of my element and uncomfortable and still do things, it was like I suddenly had superpowers. Like I was just like, oh, like this is great. Like talk about breaking free. It's great. And then of course, you know, I retreat back to my comfort zone and I get cozy. And then they're like, go out and do it again. And I'm like, wah! Like, it's, you know, it's a cycle, okay? I'm not saying you reach a point and it's just you're good and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It is not like that. But it is true that they are just feelings. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that is just a feeling. It's just a feeling. I would say, you know, if you're anything like me, I often pile things up around me with this horrible nightmare of all of these things I need to do and I have to get done and things that are expected of me and ways I'm going to disappoint people if I don't, and I just load as much pressure as possible on myself to the point where I'm like, I feel like I can't do anything. I'm like, you know, you feel like you have literally so much to do that you do nothing. I know people relate to that. I've said it before and people are like, yeah, like it is. And it's, people relate to that because it's common. That feeling is common. And I want to talk about it more. I want to say it more. I want people ask me, and it just, I don't know, man, something clicked a while back when I realized that I was getting asked a lot of the same questions about like, how do you stay so motivated? How do you stay so happy? How do you, you know, get outside your comfort zone and get shit done? They see me doing things that they want to do. They see me happy, which is something that they want to be. But they don't realize, like, that is just one little blip on the timeline, you know? There is a lot of other emotions and feelings and anxieties and struggles and lack of motivation way before that, and that will come after. I just feel like I've reached a point where, for me, what helped was just talking about it, saying it, acknowledging it, and then what helped was hearing other people say, like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, oh, cool. We're just humans. It's just a human thing. You know, we're all just humans. Like, that's it. We're not terribly different, I don't think. So, I hope that helped. Did you recently get a new tattoo on your foot as you posted it on Instagram? Well, I wouldn't say recently. I would say earlier this year, like maybe February-ish. I got a new tattoo on my ankle, and I did post a picture of it. I will link it here so that you can see. Feast your eyes upon it. Also the adorable puppy, which was really the best part of the picture. In fact, I think most people just missed the tattoo entirely and focused on the puppy. Not that I can blame them. It's a pretty small one. It was just for me. Just a little Zeph tattoo. Just for me. You know. It was time. It was definitely time. Is your makeup that you do on NXT or other places done by you or a professional? Both. So, on TV, now I'm going to speak in like normal. Let's rewind the time like 8 months or so, all right? Normally, on pay-per-views or TVs or That's about it. That's about it. Pay-per-views or TVs. Puppy, can you do a trick? No, I need you to focus. Focus. Good girl. Can you speak? Okay. Shh. Speak. Good girl. First one, yes. Now we've got more. Can you lay down? Good girl. Can you up? Up. Up. Good. Sit. Can you fist bump? Boom. Other one. Boom. That's my girl. Do you know any others? Can you do roll over? We've been working on this one for years. All right, let's try it. All right. Lay down. Oh, this is not a good start. Roll over. Ah. Down. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Come on. Roll. Roll over. Puppy, roll over. Roll over. Come on. Roll over. Roll over. Puppy, roll over. Puppy. Puppy.